SpaceX was formed on the 14th of March 2002, with Elon Musk having visions to reduce speed transportation costs, collaborate with space authorities to improve the quality of space missions, and widen the horizon of many people looking to explore worlds beyond Earth. Who would have thought that SpaceX will be the talk of the space community in 2022? But that's where we are today, after many years of perfecting their craft, millions of dollars in investment to enhance their operations, and understanding how to navigate systems. SpaceX is one of the most renowned space companies on Earth. With Elon Musk at the helm of affairs, he's constantly looking for ways to improve humanity, and one way he sought to do this is through the Starship rocket. With Starship set to launch in 2022, hopefully the Federal Aviation Administration review goes according to plan. The administration's review was originally set to be done in January, but now it's been pushed to February 28th. If the inspection by the Federal Aviation Administration does not go well, the Starship launch will be delayed further. But let us hope for the sake of science and all of the people anticipating the launch that the FAA approves. As much as we're excited about the launch, in this video, we'll be looking at one of the most important components that will determine the success of the launch, the Starbase Launch Tower. SpaceX recently released a video on Twitter showing the Starbase, which is the name of the launch site. In the video, the Starbase launch tower is seen simulating catching and stacking the Starship solid rocket booster. We will learn from this video how the Starbase launch tower will catch, stack, and destack the Starship. Plus, see the progress the launch tower has made in recent weeks. Welcome to our channel, where we talk about all things Tesla, Elon Musk, and SpaceX. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe to Elon Forward. Remember, you can leave a comment below, and also give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Be sure to click the notification button so you can always get updates when we post a video. So, what are the exciting prospects of SpaceX's new launch tower? Well, you just have to stick around to find out. On February 11, 2022, SpaceX released the first of two videos to an eagerly awaiting audience. In the video, we can see the launch tower demonstrating how it will stack Starship and also catch the massive rocket. As the whole world was still trying to contain the excitement of this video with more than 30,000 likes, SpaceX released another video on Twitter barely 8 days later with the launch tower demonstrating the destacking sequence of the Starship. Right now, there's so much anticipation as we're getting closer to the launch, which is still subject to FAA approval. However, these videos are great to boost the confidence of millions of people looking to witness the launch of the Starship, a pivotal moment in history. Texas is the home of the Starbase facility, and some have characterized the launch and catch tower of the Starship as an amazing structure. Lex Fridman, who is a robotics researcher, said that he'd never seen such a design before. He tagged it, "the wildest engineering designs ever." Well, the structure actually needs to be wild to hold the almost 400-foot tall rocket. SpaceX knew that any structure that would serve as the launch and catch tower had to be massive and be an engineering masterclass, or else the whole operation would fail. With millions of dollars spent on the Starship launch, you can expect that SpaceX would have made many upgrades on the launch tower to ensure it can hold the rocket properly. The launch tower has some specific goals that SpaceX had been testing for many months. First, the Starbase launch tower is responsible for stacking the Super Heavy or the first stage booster and the Starship. The launch tower is also responsible for acting as a launching pad for both the booster and the Starship, which are both reusable elements in SpaceX quests to offer many more flights to the moon in a year. Finally, the launch tower catches the Super Heavy booster after the rocket has successfully taken off. For a project of this magnitude, there has to be a series of tests to ensure that everything is in order. With the FAA inspection in a few days, there's not much time for many more tests. It's make or break time for SpaceX. But since January, the company has been testing the strength of the launch tower arms, which will help propel the rocket and catch the booster. Opening and swinging of the arms have been the major tests for the launch tower. The launch tower itself is 480 feet tall, with giant robotic arms that ensure the rocket is propelled adequately. However, the main purpose of these big arms is to lift and stack the Super Heavy boosters and the Starship. Okay, some people might be wondering, why didn't SpaceX just get a large crane to lift and stack the Super Heavy boosters and Starship instead of these arms? So we know that the Starbase is located in Boca Chica, which is in the south of Texas. There are pretty strong winds in that area and could severely affect the cranes. Therefore, SpaceX didn't want any issue, much less weather, to impede the successful launch of the Starship. So attaching these gigantic arms to the tower was the best option to ensure the safety of the launch. Remember that you can watch more videos like this on our channel, and simply click on the subscribe button and explore a world of SpaceX, Tesla, and Elon Musk unlike any other. You can also click the notification button so you never miss any updates again. Now, let's get back to the video. Aside from agreeing that a crane might be harmful to the entire lift, stacking, destacking, and catching of the Starship and Super Heavy boosters, the SpaceX team had tested the viability of the hands by using a weight simulator. So what they did in January was to add something that had the same weight as the Super Heavy boosters. They wanted to see how the hands would move with something in between. So the weight simulator was placed on both hands. There are two steel caps that are designed to handle the whole weight of the Super Heavy. Interestingly, they're not more than a foot wide. These small steel caps are what the hands will hold when it's time for the Super Heavy mounting. For the Super Heavy to be properly installed, each arm has screw rods that can make the shifting of the Super Heavy booster easier. So the arms can move the booster away from the launch tower and even rotate it. After the arm reaches the top of the tower, there were other tests to look at how the Starship would be lifted above the Super Heavy booster. Plus, the merging of the duo was also tested, and to the delight of the SpaceX workers, there were no stoppages at all. It was a safe test. Now that SpaceX has tested some wing movements in the arms of the launch tower, what the company would be looking to do again before the launch happens is to add more weights to the simulator, so that we can see how the arms will respond to the actual weight of the Starship and the Super Heavy booster. Some experts are saying that SpaceX might actually use the Super Heavy B4 and the Starship S20 prototype to fully test whether the launch tower hands can actually lift, stack, and destack. But we will have to wait to get those updates. But not to worry, we have you covered. We'll always give you updates on what SpaceX is doing and how they're preparing for the launch. There's so much to look forward to. SpaceX is still looking at some more changes as they continue to test other functions. How ironic that we haven't mentioned Elon Musk as much in this video. But the billionaire, regardless of his mission, is working tirelessly with his team to ensure the launch happens this year. Musk has spoken so many times about the series of tests that the Starship and launch tower will undergo to ensure everything is in great order. Although he has said that he doesn't expect the Starship to succeed the first time. In fact, the Starship has failed previous test flights, so we can understand the skepticisms around this launch. Take nothing away from SpaceX and Elon Musk. They have come a long way from being a small company in 2002 to being one of the most talked about space companies in the world. They're arguably on the verge of changing space transportation forever. And with the credibility of Elon Musk, it's only a matter of time before we start seeing the Starship news all over. And if you enjoyed this video, we have another like it of Elon Musk revealing the revolutionary Tesla tank, a military-grade Cybertruck of the future.